Welcome to The Explainer. If you're a focused learner trying to cut through all that online noise and get straight to the actual mechanics of building a modern digital brand from the ground up, well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're walking through the ultimate masterclass. We're going to connect the dots between the psychology of wealth, the harsh, everyday realities of surviving in business, and the cutting-edge tactics of viral digital marketing. Okay, let's dive straight into the roadmap. Today we're covering 6 key areas. 1. The wealth building mindset. 2. Managing small business risks. 3. Storytelling under 60 seconds. 4. Crafting viral short videos. 5. Strategic social media hashtags. And finally, 6. The perfect call to action. Section 1. The wealth building mindset. So why do some people always seem to get richer? We really have to tackle this question head on. Why do some folks continually build wealth, while others work tirelessly their entire lives and still struggle? Well, the data shows us that the defining difference isn't luck. It isn't going to a fancy school. It's not even how much money you start with. The real difference is a profound, fundamental shift in how successful people think and interact with the world around them. Think about it like this. When a problem pops up, the typical mindset automatically asks, how can I fix this myself? But the wealthy, they ask, who can solve this for me? They don't view paying for help as an expense. They see it as buying back their absolute most valuable non-renewable resource, which is time. Plus, they actively acquire income-producing assets, things like a business or dividend stocks that actually put money back into their pockets, instead of blowing capital on stuff that depreciates the second you buy it. It's a total shift from just hoarding money to actually leveraging it. Section 2. Managing small business risks. Now that your mindset is locked in, we have to ground it in physical reality. Because, let's be honest, an incredible 4 out of 5 businesses fail within their first 5 years. Formal business planning is absolutely essential. Founders are usually way too close to their own ideas, and they completely lack objectivity. I mean, it's wild how many entrepreneurs will pitch investors, saying their new startup is as safe as a government bond, while offering a meager 6% return, but then they entirely ignore the very real possibility of losing 100% of their investment. You literally cannot get blind optimism replace rigorous planning. The crucial point here is that you must objectively evaluate 5 major risk categories before you spend a single dime. Take management risk, for example. What happens if your key person gets hit by a bus tomorrow? Or new product risk. Can your cash flow actually survive a 6-month delay in getting to market? What about marketing risk? Do you really understand how many days a customer spends shopping around before they choose you? Anticipating these specific hurdles, whether it's a competitor suddenly slashing prices or an overseas factory having quality control issues, is exactly what separates a surviving business from a failing one. Section 3. Storytelling under 60 seconds. All right, your business foundation is protected. Now you need eyeballs on it, which brings us to the modern magnet for attention, short-form video. In under a minute, you have absolutely zero time to waste. You've got to grab the viewer instantly with a strong opening. Maybe it's a mesmerizing visual or a really gripping question. But it's not just about what they see. A 60-second video is like a symphony. The visual sets the atmosphere, but the strategic sound effect, or that perfectly chosen soundtrack, is what amplifies the immersion. The real magic happens when what the viewer sees and what they hear are perfectly synchronized. So, ruthless editing is the name of the game. Honestly, every single frame has to serve a distinct purpose. You have to balance those high-energy sequences with brief moments of reflection. And you can't be afraid to leave your favorite footage on the cutting room floor if it doesn't push the story forward. Your ending has to be just as punchy and intentional as your beginning. Section 4. Crafting viral short videos. Let's break down the exact mechanics of creating those millions of views motivational videos that are absolutely dominating your social media feeds right now. It's a highly tactical 3-step AI workflow. Step 1. You prompt ChatGPT to write short, simple English motivational quotes, expanding them into 2 or 3 sentences to hit that sweet spot of 15 to 20 seconds. Step 2. Take that text into a tool like Fleeky, match it with highly cinematic stock footage, and crucially, apply that specific AI male voiceover known as Gavin. You know, the exact voice you probably hear while you're doom scrolling. Finally, step 3. Export the whole thing to CapCut to add your music and dynamic captions. But wait, step 3 requires a very specific polish if you actually want to go viral. You have to create that irresistible, dark, and mysterious feel. How? Simply by lowering the temperature, hue, and saturation of your footage. And even more importantly, you've got to align the audio. Find the exact climax, or the drop, of your background music, and perfectly time your AI voiceover to stop speaking just a fraction of a second before that beat drops. It's a brilliant psychological hook that literally keeps viewers watching on a loop. Section 5. Strategic social media hashtags. So you have the viral video, but how do we amplify it? We use strategic hashtags. These act as digital signposts connecting your highly polished content with your perfect audience. But here's the thing. Hashtag intent completely shifts depending on the platform. You can't just copy and paste your strategy everywhere. On Instagram and TikTok, you want a maximum of about 5 highly relevant tags so you don't look spammy. But notice the tone difference. TikTok thrives on casual educational stuff like hashtag FinTalk, whereas LinkedIn, that requires a way more formal approach, keeping professional tags like hashtag corporate finance strictly at the bottom of the post. And on X or Twitter, you only want about 2 tags focused on breaking real-time news like hashtag NFP. Furthermore, you really need to speak the internet's native language. If you're in the finance space, using cultural tags is a massive game changer. Dropping a tag like hashtag diamond hands doesn't just categorize your post, it signals at high-risk tolerance. It taps directly into the psychological identity of investors who absolutely refuse to panic sell. On the flip side, hashtag paper hands calls out those who fold early. Understanding these little cultural nuances puts your brand inside the community, rather than just awkwardly marketing to it. Section 6. The perfect call to action. Finally, we reach the engine of our entire digital blueprint. You've got the mindset, the business, the viral video, and the audience. Now, how do we cure a customer's decision fatigue and actually make money from this captured attention? We need the perfect call to action, or CTA. Get this, studies show that simply adding a clear, clickable CTA button increases article template conversions by a massive 83%. It also boosts e-commerce conversions by 22%. That is huge. Your audience is literally waiting for you to tell them exactly what to do next. If you leave them guessing, they're just going to keep scrolling. But listen, you must never guess your CTA. You have to match your business intent perfectly to proven action verbs. Running an e-commerce brand? Use shop or add to cart. Selling a software service? Use try or get started. Giving away a freebie? Hit them with download or grab. By matching the verb to your specific intent, the user's brain knows exactly what kind of page is waiting on the other side of that click, and that severely reduces their anxiety about leaving the app. To make a CTA truly irresistible, you should use what's called the LIFT model. It's super simple. Combine a verb, a subject, and an adverb. For example, download this ebook now. Download provides the value. This ebook provides absolute clarity on what they're getting. And now injects that FOMO, that urgency. 3 simple words that completely remove friction from the decision-making process. Which brings us to the very end of our roadmap. You now understand the psychology required to build wealth. You know how to mitigate the physical risks of a startup. You've got the exact AI workflow to generate viral storytelling, the hashtag strategy to amplify it, and the psychological triggers to convert all that attention into real action. You literally have the blueprint. So my final question to you is, what action will you call your audience to take today? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I absolutely cannot wait to see the digital empires you build.